We start.
Yeah, sir, please. Yeah, sir. This is Rajkumar here, having 2+ years of experience in software testing industry. So in that, I have 1.2 years of experience in automation testing using Selenium and Java. Uh,
Okay.
Currently working as a automation test engineer for 11 store. It's a e-commerce application. And my roles and responsibilities are for this project is understand the requirements properly and convert the test cases into test scripts and
Okay.
execute those test scripts using TestNG and provide the reports. I mean, generate the reports using TestNG as well as extend reports. So if I get any bug, I need to log to the Jira as a
Okay.
we are using as a product so bug tracking tool, and
Okay.
we should maintain we are maintaining our code into a Git repository to share with the other colleagues. So these
Okay.
are all the activities that I'm doing, sir, right now.
Okay. Fine. So your total IT experience,
Two place, sir.
2+. Okay. So
Yeah.
currently on your project, what are the technologies you are working on? Hands-on experience. What are
So
the
currently I'm
technologies?
working. Yes, sir. Currently we are working with Java as a programming language and
Okay.
Selenium for automation testing. So these are
Oh,
two technologies we are working on.
okay. Then we will start the questions from core Java. Okay.
Yes, sir. Fine.
Okay. Okay. The first question I can say, uh, what is the main difference between private and protected access modifier? How can you define?
Yeah. Okay, so these are two actually access modifiers that are available in Java. So
Okay.
when it comes to private, if we declare anything as a private, it will be available only within the class.
Okay.
Should not we cannot access to outside of the class. But
Okay.
when it comes to protected, so it will be available class and as well as to the subclass if we extend that particular one. So
Okay.
these are the main difference between these two.
Okay. So what is method overloading? I hope you know that.
Yes, sir. Method. Yes, sir. I know the method overloading. So it means a method have a same name with different parameter list. So this is concept of method overloading.
Can you tell exactly the definition of what is method overloading?
Generally, method overloading comes from the Palmavism technique in Java. It means
Okay.
one task can be done in different ways. So
Okay.
method generally, I have implemented this method overloading concept in my framework where I need to log in my application by using correct credentials as well as non-credentials. So in that scenario, I have used login as a same method name, but different parameter list. In the first time, I have used username and password as a parameters, but next time I don't use any parameters. So in this way, I have used that concept.
Okay. So well done. Okay. Uh, what is an abstract class and where you applied abstract class in your current project?
So generally, abstract class it's a concept of where it has concrete methods as well as non-concrete methods. Non-concrete methods are regular methods that we have, and other method is abstract methods. That means only we do not have any implementation in that. Only we have a proper body of that particular method.
Okay. And exactly where you applied abstract class uh, in your project? In which scenario?
Uh, So I don't think so. Have you used that abstract in my framework? But I have used interface concept in my framework where I have implemented action interface methods, and these methods are overridden wherever it is useful. Like, I mean, exactly, I have used click method. Click method we are overridden wherever it is applicable.
Okay. So in which in your view, which is the best to use abstract class or interface? Which one is you choose?
Sir, it depends, sir. If you want to achieve 100% abstraction, we should go for interface.
Okay. Okay, fine. So I hope you used a lot string and string buffer. What is the main difference of string and string buffer?
Yes, sir. String is immutable, sir. So
Oh,
once we write anything into the string, we cannot change it. But when it comes to string buffer, we can modify it wherever it is, whenever it is possible.
okay. So where exactly you are used? In which place you are using string buffer in the place of string in your project? In
No,
which
sir.
scenario you are? In which scenario you are using string buffer in your current project? Can you tell me one scenario?
No, sir. I haven't used a string buffer in my framework.
Okay, I hope you used string, right?
Yes, a string. I have used
So,
string.
what are the methods you are used frequently? What type of methods, string methods you are using in your current project? The frequently used methods, string methods.
Frequently, string methods are string split we can use, sir. String split we can use. String trim we can use, and
Okay,
equals method we can use. Equal ignore case method we can use. So these are
okay,
different methods we can use.
okay. So, do practice on the string. There are a lot of entry questions you may face related to string only. Okay,
Yes, sir. I have already done my homework on string related programming, sir.
okay, that's very good. And the next question is, can you tell me the main difference between list and set?
So both are interface, which both are interface in the collection concept, sir. List is which allows duplicates and as well as it maintains insertion order. But when it comes
Okay.
to set, duplicates are not allowed and it does not maintain any insertion order.
Okay. Have you used exceptions concept in your project?
Yes, sir.
Exceptions.
I have used. Yes, sir. I have used exception concept in my framework,
Okay.
like throws
How
exception.
many types of exceptions are there?
So there are different exceptions that we have, but generally I use throws exception and as well as try-catch exception in my framework.
Okay. So, what is the difference between throw and throws?
Throw is a one kind of exception which is used to explicitly provide the exception and within the method, sir. But when it comes to throws, it will be applicable to the method signature side.
Okay, fine. And how can you implement user-defined exceptions?
By using throw keyword, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me one scenario? Can you give an example of how you can implement user-defined exception using throw keyword?
If we expect any exception in the runtime, we can implement
Okay.
that exception within the methods using throw and like IBO exception, etc.
Okay. So now let's move to the automation concept. Okay.
No.
So what is the main difference between waterfall and agile? Can you give few differences?
Yes, sir, sure. Waterfall model mainly used for when requirements are freezed, or requirements are fixed. So requirement changement is not allowed at any point of time. So and it mainly used for a long term projects, sir. It is for waterfall model. When it comes to agile model means it is very fast and quick, sir.
Oh,
Like interaction among client testers developers are very good, sir, and requirement changes are always welcome, sir, at any point of time, and a piece of
okay.
code to be sent to the client interval of time 15 days, 1 month, so that we can maintain the quality of bill according to the client, sir. So this is all comes under the agile methodology.
Okay, fine. So, what is the meaning of agile team?
Agile time is a agile team is a combination of clients, sir, testers, and as well as developers.
Okay, fine. Okay, let's move to the automation concept. So you are using Selenium. Which version you are using Selenium?
Selenium 3.141, sir.
Okay. So why automation testing? Why? What's the mandatory automation testing?
Yes, sir. The reason why we use automation testing is because whenever we do regression testing and by using manual testing, it takes more time, sir. So we have
Okay.
to test existing functionalities along with the new functionalities. It takes more time when we do by using manual, so that we can move to the automation testing. It saves a lot of time, sir.
Okay. So what is the difference between find element and find elements in Selenium?
Okay, sir. By using find element method, we can find the element on the web page. But when it comes to find elements method, we can find the list of web elements with it.
Okay. So what is the meaning of XPath?
So XPath is one of the locators that is available in Selenium, sir. By using XPath, we can find out the element on the web page.
Okay. How
Generally,
many
we have
types?
two types of XPath. One is, yes, sir.
Hmm.
Generally, we have two types of XPath. One is custom XPath. Another one is absolute XPath. The second one is custom XPath. Absolute XPath is indicated with a single slash, and custom path is indicated with a double slash.
Okay. So which one you prefer? Absolute
I
or
prefer Yes, sir. I prefer custom XPath because I can take the XPath wherever I want. And
okay.
the reason why I don't prefer absolute XPath is the XPath it starts from the root node of the particular element. Sometimes a developer do any code changes. It is not that exactly accurate that we want, sir. It may change. In that scenario, we may get errors while running our
Okay.
program.
Okay. So how many types of navigation commands are available in the Selenium WebDriver? Navigation
There are
commands.
three. Yes, sir. There are three types of methods available in Selenium with navigations. One is back, forward, and another is refresh.
Okay. Good. So what is the main difference between driver.close and driver.fit?
Driver.close will be used when we want to close a current window, sir. If we use a driver.quit, it will close complete window. I mean, complete browser.
Okay. So how many weights are there in Selenium? And how
There
many?
are Yes, sir. There are four types of weights are available in Selenium, sir. One is implicit weight, sir. Sorry, yeah, sir. One is implicit weight. Second one is explicit weight. Third one is plain weight, and fourth one is thread.cp, sir. It is hard code threading, hard code weight that we use sometimes in Selenium, sir. That was not recommended, but I can say.
Oh, okay. So what is the main difference, implicit and explicit?
If you use implicit weight, it will be applicable to all the web elements that are available in the web page, sir. But
Okay.
when it comes to explicit weight, it will be applicable to only particular element to wait for some time.
Okay. So how can you handle Windows-based pop-ups?
Windows, so unfortunately, Windows-based pop-up cannot be handled by Selenium directly. So for that scenario, we will use SQLite or Robot Classer.
Okay. Okay, fine. So how can you read the test data from Excel file?
So if you want to read the data from the Excel file to our framework, we have to go with the Apache POSer. So in that, by using file input stream class, we can get the sheet into our framework. So it's a
Okay.
one of the class. And next one is we have to use the sheet method, and as well as another one is we will have, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. You have an idea now how to read that
Yes, I
data.
have an idea on that, but
Okay.
I may not be collecting right now.
Okay. So how many test cases you have automated per day?
Sir, it depends, sir. If the test case level is complex, I can execute only one or two test cases per day. The complex is not that if the complexity is not that difficult, I can execute five to six cases per day.
Okay. Okay. Can you say how to handle hidden elements in Selenium?
So the hidden elements can be handled by using dynamic Xbox, sir, I can say.
Okay. So can you tell me one scenario which the test cases not able to automate? We cannot automate some test cases. What are those scenarios?
So those are, sir, CAPTCHA we cannot automate, sir. A barcode we cannot automate, sir.
Okay. So how can you perform double click action?
In action class, we have one method called, sir, context click. By using this context method, we can do the right click.
Okay. So have you used POM, page object model, in your project?
Yes, sir. I have used page model in my framework.
So
The
what is
reason
the
why we use page, yes, sir. Please ask me.
main advantage of POM?
Sir, if we use page object model in our framework, we can write different pages for the different test cases. So it is easy to use and easy to modify and easy to read the test cases, whatever we have. Generally, we follow initialization. Sorry, sir. First declaration, initialization, and utilization.
Okay. So how can you run a group of test cases by using test engine?
So by using .xml file, I can run a group of test cases, sir.
Any other alternative is there to run the group of test case along irrespective of XML file? Any other alternative? Any annotations are there?
Sorry, sir, I didn't get your question clarity. Could you please come again?
So except XML file, without using
Okay.
XML file, can we group the test cases by using test engine without using
Yes,
XML
sir.
file?
By using grouping concept, we can group the test cases.
Okay, fine. How to skip a specific test method for execution? How can you skip specific test case?
Yes, sir. If you write enable equal to false, then we can it will be skipped automatically, sir.
Oh, tell you one scenario. Okay, just tell me.
Yes.
Suppose there are 500 test cases running.
Okay, sir.
Okay, after 1 hour, 250 test case got executed. Okay,
Okay.
okay. So after executing 250 test cases, the system got crashed
Okay.
or may some network failures meet up. Okay, so the remaining test cases, how you can execute it? whatever the remaining test cases are there, I want to execute only the remaining one. I don't want to execute from starting onwards because it is wasting of time. You have to again executing the same test case again and again. Up to 250 test cases are executed very well. After that, something issue has raised. Okay, so I want to execute the remaining from 251 onwards. We have to execute the test cases.
Okay, sir. Sir, in test engine, generally when we run our test scripts from .xml file, uh, sometimes if we get any failures because of servers that you mentioned just now, so these are the failure test case will be comes under the fail.xml file. So
Okay.
that is available in the output folder in the test engine. If we can
Hmm.
write, if we can execute that particular fail.xml file, we can run only fail test cases, sir.
Okay. Fine. So, can we execute the test cases order wise? How can you do that? I want to execute the test cases order wise. How?
Okay, sir. In the test engine, we have one concept called priority. By using priority concept, we can execute our test cases in customized order.
Without test engine, can we execute test cases with order without using test engine?
No, sir. I don't have idea on that. I did not come across that scenario.
Okay. So after this interview, just go through your website. Okay. Go through Google. You
Sure,
can
sure,
understand. Okay. And one more
sure.
thing. Now let's start manual testing questions. Okay.
Mm.
So what is regression testing?
So we have to make sure that existing functionality should not broken because of new functionality, sir. So
Okay.
this comes under regression testing. So whenever developer do any new changes, a new modification or deletion of any functionality that may affect other functionality. So as a tester, we have to take the responsibility. We need to test that particular surrounding functionalities because that should not fail because of these execution these implementations by the developers, sir.
Okay. Fine. So that's all my side. If you have any questions in this interview, okay. So I hope you learned a lot of new things. Okay.
Yeah, sir. Thanks a lot for your time, sir. Whenever I ping you, you reply me as fast as you can. So thanks a lot for that reply, sir. I've been watching your videos, sir. Those videos are very helpful and useful. I'm recommend everyone to watch those videos and try to subscribe and give a like button because
Yeah.
definitely they will get a useful content from your website, sir. That's what I
Yes,
can say.
I can say one more thing, Rajkumar. So within half an hour, we cannot, cannot ask more and more questions. You can prepare more and more entry questions as well. Okay. So you can ask
Okay, sir.
within half an hour only 10 to 15 questions only. Okay. So there are a lot of questions are there, lot of scenario oriented entry questions are there. You have to prepare for that. Okay. So in general, nowadays the interviews are going on like scenario based interview questions more and more. Okay, they are not asking
Yeah, sir.
definitions, advantage. They are not asking. They are asking logical entry questions, puzzle type entry questions. Okay, so and one more, they are asking programming also. You have to share your screen and you need to write the coding as well. So thank you very much, Rajkumar, and all the best for your career. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Have a nice day, sir. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Same to you.